It is a common misconception that starting a small business automatically makes you an entrepreneur. Standard business models are built to maintain existing trade routines, manage established supply chains, and execute predictable market transactions using land, labor, and capital. Entrepreneurship is a distinct, dynamic discipline. It is driven strictly by opportunity recognition, innovation, and calculated risk-taking. The dividing line is the final output. While a generic business trades within existing frameworks, an entrepreneurial venture introduces entirely new economic value to the market. A standard operator optimizes for market stability and routine income, whereas an entrepreneur actively senses unfulfilled needs. Generic business faces low operational risk, while the entrepreneurial venture absorbs high calculated strategic uncertainty. This is exactly why a salaried manager or a university professor executing assigned duties does not fit the definition. To be an entrepreneur, your personal and financial exposure must be tied directly to the performance of the enterprise. Economist Joseph Schumpeter formalized this distinction in 1934 with his concept of creative destruction, the mechanism by which new innovations continually displace old market structures. This radial infographic maps Schumpeter's 5 new combinations, starting with the introduction of novel goods and new production methods. The remaining nodes focus on scale, opening unexplored markets, discovering alternative raw material sources, and reorganizing entire industrial networks. Decades later, Peter Drucker expanded on this by dismantling the myth of the born entrepreneur. He established entrepreneurship as a learned academic and managerial discipline. Identifying market gaps and executing solutions is not a genetic lottery. Like swimming or long-distance running, it requires systematic effort, strict personal routine, and continuous practice. In practice, this disciplined approach relies heavily on innovation. Operators go beyond setting up a standard trading unit by offering unique value propositions or developing cost-scale efficiencies that allow for high-quality outputs at accessible price points. Because business environments shift constantly due to competitive moves and consumer habits, successful founders do not gamble blindly. They actively identify, calculate, and mitigate specific environmental and operational risks. They also act as rapid integrators, pulling together fragmented raw inputs, capital, technology, and human talent to capture emerging market opportunities. This flowchart illustrates the resulting economic value creation, where basic agricultural or material inputs are converted into scalable, high-margin consumer products. When these 4 features, innovation, risk mitigation, resource mobilization, and value addition, are integrated successfully, they bridge the gap between micro-level product development and macro-level national economic growth. The Harvard Business School defines this mindset precisely as the pursuit of opportunity without regard to resources currently controlled. Founders do not wait for complete capital allocation to begin. They identify high-potential gaps first and then mobilize external resources to capture them. The mandate of modern entrepreneurship is to relentlessly identify these unfulfilled needs, assemble the exact pieces required to solve them, and execute solutions that elevate the economic landscape.